A dark cloud falls over Heartland, a moment that changes the ranch forever. One heartbreaking event leaves the family shattered, forcing them to face the toughest challenge of their lives. This is not just another season. This is the moment when grief and love collide, and nothing will ever be the same again. The new season begins with quiet mornings at Heartland Ranch. The familiar golden fields and the sound of horses running freely. Everything feels normal, but there is a heavy silence that lingers in the air, as if the land itself knows something painful is coming. Amy smiles as she tends to the horses. Jack sips his coffee on the porch, and Lou works tirelessly to keep the ranch running. At first, it seems like just another chapter of their story, but behind these calm moments, a storm is waiting. The narrator's voice guides us deeper. Season 19 opens with peace, but it is the kind of peace that comes before the storm, the kind of silence that hides heartbreak. Then small hints begin to appear. Jack grows quiet, staring off into the distance longer than usual. Amy's phone rings and her face falls when she hears the voice on the other end. Lou notices the tension but tries to push forward, telling herself, "We can handle anything together." The audience starts to feel that something life-changing is about to strike, and the atmosphere shifts from warmth to unease. A chilling montage flashes across the screen. The family sitting at the dinner table, but one chair is left empty. Amy holding back tears as she strokes the mane of a horse. Lou clutching a photograph, her hands trembling. The words, "I can't believe they're gone," echo faintly in the background. At this point, viewers don't yet know who has died, but the suspense grows heavier with each scene. The script slows down to let the weight sink in. The Bartlett-Fleming family has always faced struggles: love, loss, heartbreak, and healing. But this time, it's different. This time, the pain is deeper. A beloved family member is gone, and no amount of strength can prepare them for the emptiness that follows. The narrator pauses, letting the silence say more than words. We see Jack sitting alone in the barn, a single tear rolling down his cheek. Amy quietly whispers, "We'll get through this." Somehow. Lou takes a deep breath, trying to stay strong for her daughters, but even her voice cracks when she says, "The ranch will never feel the same again." The section closes with a slow pullback shot of the ranch at sunset, the fields bathed in orange light. But instead of feeling peaceful, the colors feel heavy, almost like the land itself is grieving. The narrator leaves the audience with a haunting thought. This is only the beginning. Heartland Season 19 is about love, about family, but above all, it is about loss. And this loss changes everything. The silence breaks with a moment no one expected. The camera lingers on Amy as she walks into the house, her footsteps slow, her breathing unsteady. A phone call ends with only 2 words spoken. "They're gone." Her hand shakes as she sets the phone down, and for the first time, the weight of the season's tragedy becomes clear. The narrator's voice cuts through with raw emotion. When tragedy strikes, it doesn't knock. It arrives suddenly, stealing the breath from those left behind. And at Heartland, it has taken one of their own. The screen fades to black for a moment, then flashes to images of the family reacting to the heartbreaking news. Jack clutches his hat in silence, his body trembling with a grief he hasn't felt in years. Lou collapses into tears, holding onto her daughters as though they're the only thing keeping her standing. Amy, standing alone in the barn, whispers a single sentence that pierces the soul. "I wasn't ready to say goodbye." Though the trailer never states the name out loud, the hints are scattered carefully. A close-up of a family photo with one face lingering just a little longer than the rest. An empty chair at the dinner table. A saddle left untouched in the tack room. A familiar voice echoing in flashbacks, reminding the family and the audience of the deep love that once filled the ranch. The narrator builds the weight of the moment. This is more than a passing. This is the loss of a guiding light, a voice that kept the family strong and a presence that made Heartland feel like home. And now that light has gone out. A funeral scene follows, subtle, shadowed, yet powerful. The camera captures the family standing together, heads bowed, tears glistening on their cheeks. Horses gather near the fence, their quiet stillness a reflection of the family's grief. A soft melody plays in the background, fragile and haunting, as if the land itself is mourning. Amy's voice breaks through, shaky and filled with pain. "They taught me everything I know about love, about strength, about never giving up. And now, I don't know how to move forward." The pacing grows slower, every shot heavy with sorrow. Jack places a hand on Amy's shoulder, his weathered voice whispering, "We'll find a way. Together." It's what they would have wanted. Lou wipes her tears, but her expression shows the battle inside. She's determined to hold the family together, even if her own heart is breaking. The narrator emphasizes the turning point. This loss doesn't just change a season, it changes every story to come. It forces the Bartlett-Fleming family to face questions they never wanted to answer. How do you move forward without the one who kept you strong? How do you protect the ranch when grief threatens to break you apart? The section ends with a lingering shot of Amy walking through the stables, her hand brushing against the wooden beams. A single tear falls onto the ground. The narrator whispers the words that hang heavy in the air. Heartland will never be the same. Grief doesn't arrive and leave quietly. It lingers. It changes how people look at each other, how they speak, and how they carry the weight of every day. At Heartland Ranch, the death of a beloved family member doesn't just bring sadness. It shakes the very foundation of trust and love the family has built over the years. The trailer begins to shift in tone. The slow sorrow of loss gives way to sudden bursts of anger, confusion, and conflict. In one scene, Amy stands in the barn brushing a horse with trembling hands. She whispers, "You're all I have left." But the silence is broken when Jack storms in, his voice raised. "We can't just hide in here. The ranch still needs us. Life doesn't stop because we're hurting." His words are sharp, but his eyes are filled with pain. Lou, exhausted from trying to be strong, finally breaks. "Don't you see? We're falling apart. I'm trying to hold this family together, but it feels like nobody even cares." Her voice cracks, her frustration spilling out like a flood. The once united family now feels fragile, as though one more argument could shatter them completely. The narrator explains in a low, dramatic tone. Heartland has always been about healing horses, healing wounds, healing hearts. But now healing seems impossible when every family member is carrying their grief differently. Instead of pulling together, the cracks are growing wider. The screen flashes to subplots that heighten the drama. Amy struggles to connect with the horses that once gave her peace. A scene shows her trying to train a frightened colt, only to lose her patience and walk away in tears. Jack is seen sitting alone in the barn at night, clutching a glass of whiskey, his strong exterior breaking down when no one is watching. Lou, meanwhile, argues with neighbors over ranch business, her determination to keep the legacy alive, pushing her toward desperate decisions. The tension builds further when a mysterious figure is shown arriving at the ranch gates. The trailer offers no explanation, only a silhouette standing in the distance, watching. The narrator adds fuel to the suspense. As grief consumes them, a stranger arrives, carrying secrets that could either heal the family or tear them apart forever. The montage quickens, horses running wild in the fields, Lou slamming a door shut after an argument, Amy crying into her hands, Jack shouting, "I won't lose this family too." These moments collide in a whirlwind of emotion, showing viewers that Season 19 isn't just about mourning a loss, it's about surviving it. The narrator closes the section with a chilling thought. Grief can bind a family together, or it can break them beyond repair. For the Bartlett-Fleming family, the fight for love, for loyalty, and for the very soul of Heartland has only just begun. The final image of this section lingers on Amy, standing alone in the fields at sunset, her face half in shadow. A single line plays softly in the background, her voice trembling but strong. "If we can't find a way through this, then what was all of this for?" The music shifts from sorrowful strings to pounding drums, each beat echoing like a racing heartbeat. The calm of grief is gone. What remains is chaos, secrets, and the question of whether the family can survive what's coming. The trailer bursts into a montage of raw, unfiltered emotion. Amy screams into the night, her voice breaking through the silence of the ranch. Lou slams her hand on the table, shouting, "You don't understand. This is bigger than all of us." Jack storms out of the barn, his words echoing, "If we lose each other now, we lose everything." The narrator intensifies the suspense. Season 19 will push the Bartlett-Fleming family to the edge. Tragedy has already taken one of their own, but the storm isn't over. The screen flashes with a series of shocking images, each more gripping than the last. A horse runs wild, its reins snapping as Amy desperately tries to reach it. Lou is shown crying alone in her car, gripping the steering wheel as though she might break it. Jack collapses to his knees in the fields, shouting into the wind. And then, the mysterious stranger returns, this time walking toward the house, their shadow stretching across the porch. The pace grows faster, each cut sharper than the last. The family yelling, doors slamming, horses bucking, tears falling. And then, a shocking twist. A ranch accident leaves one character unconscious on the ground, their fate unclear. Amy's terrified voice cuts through. "Somebody help, please." The narrator's tone grows darker. Death has changed Heartland forever, but it may not be the only loss they face this season. As the tension rises, the trailer slows suddenly to silence. One final emotional moment lingers. Amy, standing alone in the barn, looking up as though speaking to the one they've lost. With tears streaming down her face, she whispers, "I hope you're watching, because I don't know how to do this without you." The silence shatters with the season's closing tease. The screen flashes the words, "This season, family will be tested, secrets will be revealed, and nothing will ever be the same again." The final shot shows the entire family standing together at the ranch gates. Faces serious, their grief still heavy, but their determination burning through. The narrator delivers the final blow. Heartland Season 19. The most emotional, shocking, and unforgettable season yet. One family death changes everything. The screen cuts to black. The haunting sound of a horse neighing in the distance lingers as the title card appears, sending chills down the audience's spine. The trailer could have ended there, with grief, anger, and a fractured family standing against the storm. But Heartland has never been just about endings. It's about beginnings born from tragedy. And now in the quiet after the chaos, something even bigger is brewing. The screen fades in with soft piano notes. Amy stands alone in the stables, a lantern casting long shadows across the wooden walls. She runs her hand over an old saddle, her voice trembling. "I keep thinking if I just wake up, they'll be here again. But every morning it's the same. They're gone." Her words echo like a confession, not just to the horses, but to herself. The narrator leans in with mystery. But sometimes, grief opens doors to secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. The trailer shifts sharply. Lou opens a box hidden deep in the house. Inside are old letters, photographs, and a document that makes her gasp. A fleeting glimpse shows words circled in red, ranch ownership transfer, and a signature that doesn't belong. She slams the box shut, her face pale with shock. The drums begin again. Jack confronts the stranger who has been lurking near the ranch. The man's voice is calm but unsettling. "I knew the one you lost. Better than you think." Jack's eyes widen, his fists clenching as though he's ready for a fight. The narrator's voice grows darker. "Every family has secrets, and some don't die with the ones we lose." The montage grows faster. Amy is seen yelling at Lou. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Lou breaks down. "Because it would destroy everything Dad built." Jack storms away from the dinner table, slamming the door. Horses bolt through the night fields as if sensing the chaos within the family walls. But the most haunting image comes near the end. Amy finds a folded letter tucked inside her late loved one's belongings. Her hands shake as she reads the first line. "If you're reading this, then the truth has already caught up to us." Her tears fall onto the page, the weight of hidden truths crashing down. The narrator leaves viewers gasping. This season isn't just about loss. It's about revelation. The Bartlett-Fleming family thought death was their greatest test. But what comes next will tear open wounds they never knew existed. The music builds into a thunderous climax, only to stop suddenly on one final cliffhanger shot. Amy, Jack, and Lou staring at the mysterious stranger standing in the ranch doorway. His voice cuts through the silence. "I'm here. Because what you lost was only the beginning." The screen explodes with the title card. Heartland Season 19, Grief, Secrets, Betrayal, Survival, fade to black. Just when viewers believe the storm has passed, the screen returns, dim, shadowed, and eerily quiet. A single candle flickers in the darkness. The voice of Amy drifts in, soft but broken. "When someone dies, you think the hardest part is saying goodbye. But the hardest part is living with everything they left behind." The piano returns slow and uneasy, each note echoing like a heartbeat in an empty room. The camera pans across the ranch at night. The horses stand still, restless in their stalls. A door creaks open, though no one is seen entering. The wind howls through the fields, carrying with it a sense of something unseen, something waiting. The narrator speaks in a whisper, almost like a warning. The family thought they were mourning the past, but what's coming will haunt their future. The montage shifts violently. A fire blazes in the distance, smoke rising over the barn. Amy races across the yard, shouting for help. Lou stumbles upon a locked drawer in the office, breaking it open to reveal ranch papers stamped with one word: foreclosure. Jack, his voice trembling with fury, growls, "Someone's trying to take everything we've built." Then the stranger returns, not in the shadows this time, but standing boldly at the ranch gates. His eyes are cold, his tone unsettling as he says, "You don't know the whole story. And when you do, you'll wish you never asked." The trailer spirals into chaos. Horses rear up as thunder crashes overhead. Amy breaks down, shouting, "I can't lose this place, and it's all we have left." Lou confronts her with a voice full of pain. "Maybe the ranch isn't what we thought it was." Jack punches the wall of the barn, his hand bloodied but his anger unbroken. The narrator's voice grows darker, every word striking like a hammer. Death was only the beginning. Now, betrayal, lies, and shadows will decide the fate of Heartland. The screen cuts rapidly through cliffhangers, Amy collapsing to her knees in the mud, Lou walking away in tears as the family calls her name, Jack standing face to face with the stranger, fists clenched, silence thick between them, a shot of the ranch sign, torn down and lying broken on the ground. Then, just as the music reaches its peak, silence. Total silence. The screen fades to black. Out of the darkness, a voice whispers, calm, haunting, unforgettable. "The one you lost wasn't the only one keeping secrets." The title card slams onto the screen once more, this time with thunder cracking in the background. Heartland Season 19. Grief opens wounds. Secrets open war. The screen fades to nothing, leaving the audience breathless.